To one, I am a wife. To another, I am a mom. To thousands more, I am a nurse, a voice actor, a creator. And to you, I want to be your comic book marketer. So back in 2022, I pivoted from bedside nursing and decided to combine my knowledge and skills and my love for social media to help healthcare professionals market their products and services. Over the course of 2 years, I earned $100,000 plus as a part-time healthcare marketer. And when I started writing my own comic book, Luna, I poured all that I knew into ensuring that Luna saw the same success as my clients. As a result, Luna has had 2 successful Kickstarter launches, and most recently, I took lead on the marketing strategy behind the largest indie crossover event in history, the Epiphany Engine. That initiative raised over $60,000 in just 30 days. Joseph Illich, an award-winning Milestone and DC Comics writer and editor, gave me the title, The Misty Night of Marketing. So, I ain't new to this, y'all. Welcome to episode 11. Let's talk about Kickstarters. So, I see a lot of Kickstarters right now, a lot of Kickstarters. Some are doing well, some are not doing so well. So I just thought this would be an appropriate time to talk about Kickstarters, since this is the season to fund your comic books through Kickstarters. And even though I'm talking mainly about Kickstarter, this also applies to like Indiegogo. I'm not quite sure there's any other way to fund for a comic book, but that's always something new for me to learn. But we're just talking primarily about Kickstarters. So Kickstarters is a crowdfunding campaign. They're a great way to fund your project, but the challenge lies in motivating enough people to back your project. So this episode is for those of you who are planning on launching a Kickstarter, and hopefully the tips that you learn will help you succeed. So a lot of creators make the mistake of thinking that their name alone, the artwork, the variant cover artist will be enough to attract backers. Wrong. That is wrong. Okay? So, over the next few minutes, let's talk about some things you can do during the pre-launch phase to ensure a successful launch. Okay? The more effort you put into the pre-launch, the more successful your actual launch will be. Okay? So, tip number 1, give yourself time to create promotional content. I'm going to repeat that. Give yourself time to create promotional content. It's not enough to start posting a few days before the launch. You should be talking about it weeks, maybe even months before you actually launch. When I first launched Luna issue number 1, I was talking about Luna months before we actually launched in November of 2022. I think I started talking about her in the spring of 2022. Okay. So, depending on your bandwidth, you should be posting at least 3 times a week. Okay. Two to 3 times a week. Okay. Let people know you have a Kickstarter coming. Start to generate excitement about your project. Okay. Some content ideas. Do some Instagram lives. Do some lives from YouTube. Send out emails to your community, okay, on a regular basis. Post sneak peeks, post pinups of the different characters, different scenes in the book, right? Share the sketches, share a carousel of the sketch inks, flats, and then full colors, right? Show the process of creating the comic book. And in those lives that you do, talk about your book, but also, connect with other creators and show support for them. Show support for them, right? You don't want your content to be super, super laser focused on your book. You want to kind of, be well-rounded in your content. So a portion of your content will be exclusively about your comic book, but also the other content you create should be talking about other things like, a great comic book you would recommend from a fellow creator, right? Balance out your content so people can start to see that you are, you're not just in it for yourself. You support your fellow creative so that when the time comes, they will support you as well. Okay. But what I want you to take from this is during your pre-launch phase, your pre-launch weeks, pre-launch months, you should be posting at least 3 times a week. All right. And if you truly want to level up, you can create an ad. So one of those posts you can boost to create an ad that allows more people to get eyes on your upcoming project. All right. So let's see what I have here. I think, I doubled the paragraphs. Let me skip down here. All right. So during this pre-launch phase, okay, in addition to the content that you're actually posting, you should be creating the content that you're going to post during the launch. Okay. So if your campaign is running for 15 days, you should create 15 pieces of content. If your campaign is running for 30 days, you should plan on creating 30 pieces of content. What? That's insane. I know it's insane, but not if you get creative. All right. For example, you can chop up an interview that you had, right? Most of our interviews be lasting 30 minutes, an hour. You can chop those up into 60 to 90-second clips, which can easily give you several pieces of content. Okay. There's other things you can do, and we talk more about content strategy during the pre-launch phase in the course. But for right now, I want you the takeaway from this little bit of information is that in addition to posting your content on a weekly basis, you should be also creating content that you will share during launch. Okay. So you're going to be very busy. So after you create the content, save it all to a folder. Okay. All right. So now comes the week of launch. It's time to open that folder up and schedule out that content to run for the duration of your course. So depending on, how much you were able to get, you can schedule enough content to run every day of your campaign or every other day, right? But you do want to make sure you have pre-recorded content, pre-made content for the launch. So while your platform is on autopilot, you want to stay active in your comments, your DMs, and emails, right? Continue to reach out to people to let them know about the Kickstarter. For example, during my last 2 Kickstarters for Luna, I messaged 10 people a day. And some actually thanked me and ended up actually backing the project. Okay? So do not underestimate the power of sending direct messages, having conversations with people in the comments, thanking people in the comments, going to other creators' pages and supporting them. Make sure you stay an active presence on social media. So why is creating content so important? Well, one, you are competing with other creators, okay? Remember in our first episode, I mentioned people spend about $30 a month on comics, right? So you have to be front of mind, and posting helps you do that. Second, people see that you are excited about your project. We love to support creators who are happy, excited, revved up, and putting the work in to build their empire. Third, it prepares you for the real work of building an audience for your projects. It takes work to build an audience, okay? It takes work. Every successful creator, every millionaire, self-made millionaire that is, hustles. They hustle. Their hustle may look a little different from ours, but they still are hustling. If you want to repeat their success, you should adopt that same mentality. Hustle. All right, I can't stress that enough. Hustle, hustle, hustle. So, if you would like help in creating a marketing strategy that has helped me raise tens of thousands of dollars for myself and others, then join my course. And it's Women's History Month. So for this month only, you can enjoy $100 off the course by using code WHM25. All right, so if you like this podcast, make sure you subscribe to this podcast and please share this podcast with a fellow creator that you feel could benefit from this information. All right, y'all, see you in 2 weeks.